Good afternoon, girls. I sat down to type some thoughts out today and I decided I wanted to share them with you sort of in person today. I'm feeling really passionate about something and I discovered a new little snippet today that I'm really excited about. I'm excited about this concept, as always, about how God has given us everything we need. Of course, in 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3, which of course you know is my favorite verse, currently anyways, that is reminding us that God has given us everything we need. Further down, though, in that same section, down in verse 8, he tells us, after an entire list of things that he's given us, that if you possess these qualities, that being the brotherly kindness, the perseverance, the love, this whole list of add to, add to, add to, he says if you possess those qualities in increasing measure, they will keep you from being ineffective and unproductive in your knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. Obviously, this is something that I think is really important. As a woman, period, I love to be productive. I love to be effective. That's what I want. As a Christian woman, that ante is upped about 10 million fold, because not only am I working for myself to be productive, not only am I trying to be effective for my own benefit and the benefit of my family and my home, which is most women, I think, in our society today. This is what we're all fighting for. But even more so now, we're doing it for God. We're using that everything we need not only for our own benefit of a calm and peaceful life, but we're doing it for the glory and goodness of the Father who gave us those things to start with. Something I am very excited about in general in my life right now is the fact that I feel that God has blessed each of us abundantly with a beautiful display of resources. He's given each of us finely forged tools in our toolbox that he wants to use for his benefit. Throughout the New Testament, Paul likes to remind people that each of you have different gifts. You've been given different things for different purposes. If you're a teacher, be a teacher. If you're a prophet, then be a prophet. I love in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10, where God says to me and to you, each of you should use whatever gift he has received to serve others, faithfully administering God's grace in its various forms. I discovered that today, and how exciting to me that God's grace takes different faces, various forms, it says. I love the fact that in the next book is where when Peter tells us that God has given us everything we need. God is going to show people grace through me in a certain form, differently than he might show it through you, based on the resources and the tools that he gives us to show that grace to others. One thing that I'm feeling very convicted about today is the fact that we as Christian women tend to feel a little bit nervous about standing up and being proud of ourselves. We tend to very often feel shy or prideful when it's time for us to stand up and admit that we are really good at something. It is okay, and I give you permission, which I've been doing a lot of this week, is I give you permission to be proud of yourself. Look at yourself and identify, what has God given me? He hasn't done it for your own benefit. It's not prideful for you to stand up and say, I am good at this thing. I am good at raising my children. I am good at teaching my small little people that I'm responsible for to love God. I'm good at speaking. I'm good at writing. I'm good at teaching kids. I'm good at teaching adults. I'm good at things. I'm good at serving others. I'm a good cook. I'm going to use it for him. God has given us everything we need. He's given it to us for the benefit of his glory and his goodness, so that he can administer grace in its various forms to the people that he's trying to reach out for. You are a tool. Recognize what it is that God has given you uniquely so that he can use you in a very specific way. Be proud of it. God tells us that he has equipped us for the purpose to which he has called us. Today, I hope that you're able to be effective and productive. It may not have anything to do with laundry, but remember, God has given you what he's given to you. He's given it to you on purpose. He's given you enough of it to do the jobs he's called you to do. Now recognize what those resources are and work hard. You can do it. You are a special tool in his hand.